Mm, Based on my experience, I feel like it, I don't know. Dating apps are mostly about looks, so eventually you just become more and more self-conscious about the looks about yourself and about other people, and you start to get more superficial about it. That's what I think. And yeah, that kind of gets into your own head, and that makes you feel like you're being judged all the time, and that really makes you anxious about it, and then you feel like nervous about like what you're putting on to people and how you're presenting yourself and like.
Our society has become digitalized over time, offering us with several different platforms to make new connections and develop romantic relationships. Some of these platforms are booming apps like Tinder and Bumble, but how do they affect people's perception of self-worth? Do they make us lonely? Have they made us more connected?
Why did you start using Tinder?
My friend named Chris from LA had it, and I was somewhat opposed to using it at first, but I sort of just said, "Can I cuss?"
Yeah.
I sort of just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just do it. I'm in college now, see what happens with it." And I mean, nothing really came out of it. It's not like something I'm just on all the time.
Angela's response is similar to a survey Tempest and I distributed to USF students. When asked if Tinder or Bumble were mostly used for hookups, 83.1% said yes. Interestingly enough, only 17 of the 66 respondents admitted to actually using dating apps for hookups. Respondents also said, similar to David's interview, that they downloaded Tinder or Bumble seeking casual dating, humor, and entertainment, and new friendships, in that order.
So, do you or did you use dating apps? And if you do or did, which one?
I did. I actually downloaded Tinder, and I downloaded it in the summer, and I think it's like, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I just said that whole spiel about being lonely and stuff, but I don't think it's like too much. I feel like only for certain people they could have bad effects if you're already in like a bad state of mind or something, maybe. But like, I was just having kind of a funny time this summer, just like seeing people I remember and people I recognized, and actually starting lots of conversations like that. So in a way, I kind of connected with people I hadn't connected with in a long time. So I was like, "What are you doing on here?" And then I was like, "Hey, what are you doing on here?" So that was cool, but I already knew them. I did not make any friends, and I talked to like a good amount of people, and no one was like really connecting. And I don't know if that's because like the people on there are not looking to really connect, and not looking to like talk and be friends or hang out. They're just looking for something, maybe.
I was tasked with doing online interviews via Tinder, and this interview with Dane was particularly outstanding. We'll read it for you. Have you been able to find people with more of your interests since you've started to talk to people on Tinder?
Actually, yes, exactly. I'm 3 months in and have yet to find anyone to hang out with or interact with regularly, whether it be at my community college or living by UC Berkeley. I have indeed found more people who share my same interests, but usually they're in San Francisco and I'm making the trek to see them on a regular schedule, which is expensive and difficult. But then there's also the fact that since I met them on Tinder, all women, usually they just want to hook up in the end, and after the day is over, cut ties off.
And that's not what you want? I know it's a bit obvious, but sorry, I had to ask for the clarity in the study. Do you think with the way these interactions end up happening, you have been more or less lonely?
Well, no, but what can I expect, especially coming from meeting people on an app like this? Usually things happen, and then after I get home, usually they unadd me on Snapchat, then block me on Instagram, and basically just go all ghost mode. After the interactions, I usually go back to feeling lonely. I'm back at square one, trying hard to find people to hang out with or go do activities with. which is one of the main reasons for being excited about coming to a college at a four-year university. There's a social aspect behind it, but sadly those chances went down the drain. Dane's struggles to make lasting connections brings us to why we originally hypothesized that dating apps can create loneliness. However, in our survey, multiple respondents said that it's not the dating apps that create loneliness. Rather, it's that people join dating apps to stop feelings of loneliness that they experienced beforehand. And this notion falls in line with Kayla as she discussed insecurities that tend to develop after using Tinder for an extended period of time.
So a lot of respondents have said you're already lonely before you're on the app, and then the app just makes it worse. But it's not like the app caused the loneliness.
Yeah, okay. I think it makes it worse because if you're already lonely and honestly, I feel like online dating is just hard because you can't get a feel for the personality, but if you're going on if you're only going on one date, I feel like it's gonna get worse because you're gonna wonder if there's something wrong with you.
So what does all this mean? Do dating apps only affect our romantic lives and ability to make lasting connections negatively? Do people who find themselves feeling lonely or lost on dating apps only feel that way because loneliness always played a part in their life, even before they ever downloaded the app? Are there any positive outcomes of dating apps? Well, we want to introduce you to two more people, Tuesday and Alexander.
So tell me you guys' name and tell me your backstory of how you met and whatnot.
My name is Tuesday.
My name is Alexander.
We met when I went to Paris, and he's from Paris.
So you guys are in a long distance relationship right now?
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet exactly?
On Tinder.
Do you think that dating apps in general, have they had a more positive or negative influence on the dating scene for young adults? Because you think back, 40 years ago, there were no apps, people were just meeting in real life. So do you think that it's made it harder or more difficult, or it's easier? Or is it more positive or more negative?
I feel like it's more positive.
Really? Interesting.
At least because for shy people like myself, I would have never went to talk to a girl like Tuesday in the first place. And because I'm so stressed and stuff. So it makes it easier because you have a first contact, you text them. It's like you already know them a little bit before meeting them, so it makes it easier. It gets you more comfortable meeting the person.
So how do dating apps affect the loneliness of college students? According to our online and offline data, it depends. What emotional baggage you have before the app might carry throughout your experiences, indeed causing loneliness.
People can be lonely, and dating apps might make that worse. But these apps can also bring a new layer to dating that we didn't have before. The only way you'll know for sure is to have an open mind and try online dating for yourself.